Okay, the negative said that their plan is better than us, but wait, you didn't give me the Okay, in their counterplan solvency 2 and Z, they mentioned that privatization is impossible. UE and United States relations are bad, but that does not prove that they will not work together. And as I recall from my last debate, they said that my evidence said that the U.S. and Europe has launched satellites before, for example, Discover and like other U.S. satellites. So they work together on launches, so that is possible. So our implementation is possible. And plus, their evidence from 2006. So that has been 6 years. That hasn't changed. It does not stay the same. And they said that NASA budget has decreased, but that's our inherency. So we need funding. And they did not mention in their counterplan what technology they're going to use, what method are they going to use. So, judges, do you know what they're going to do? No. So that's like saying nothing. And they said that observing stars or to monitor space debris. But does that solve it? Does that solve it? No. But our plan is solving it. So that's better. And they said that private sector can't work with NASA, but that does not exactly prove anything. And vegetation does not solve VMIN 2010. At the 5th European Space Debris Conference in spring 2009, scientists and debris researchers concluded that simply reducing the amount of space debris created, known as debris vegetation, is not going to solve. These conclusions, prompted by DARPA and NASA joint, sponsored the first international conference on orbital debris removal. This evidence is important because it shows that vegetation will not solve. Therefore, our inherency is not knocked out. The threat to satellite destroys U.S. ability to use military. Megan and Anstel, 2011. There are currently hundreds of millions of space debris fragments orbiting the Earth at speeds of several kilometers per second. I have read this evidence before, and it shows that will specifically damage satellites, and that will destroy the U.S. ability to use its military, and that will weaken it. And to maintain global peace, we need one country to stay at the top. And the U.S. is, and the stronger the U.S. military is, the easier that there will be no, economic corrupts, and that will benefit the military strategies and tactics because the satellites will be protected. Space debris collisions collapse hegemony. The military relies on the satellites for all battle planning. In Virginia, 2011, these gloomy prognostications about threats to our space environment should troubling to the Americans. The United States relies on the use of space for national security, according to space commissions led by former Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld. The United States is more dependent on space than any other nation, according to Robert G. Joseph, former Undersecretary of Arms Control and International Security at Space Department. This evidence is important because it shows that even one of the two strongest, most important people in our U.S. government proves that the U.S. relies heavily on satellites, and that is why our plan is needed to stop satellites from colliding into the satellites, and that will protect the U.S. military. For these reasons, the vote urge it.
Time is ready. Judges ready.